Hello you lovely lot. The new affordable Tesla Model Y and Tesla Model 3 are finally here. But hold up, they aren't as dumb as you think. And yes, I do live in reality. I know reception has been admittedly lukewarm, if not bordering negative. But this is why I deliberately produced this video a few days after the announced models. Just to digest all the contributing factors and not just to make a knee-jerk negative reaction for the sake of, say, views or something. I honestly think most of the negativity is a knee-jerk reaction, and I don't want you to let that negativity just cloud your own judgments and thinking that these new models are a total failure. But do you think the new models were perfectly executed? Absolutely not. I would have personally preferred to sacrifice maybe 10% more of the range and knock $1,500 off the price tag, being completely honest with you. And if you don't believe me, I said something similar in my previous video, before its imminent announcement. That said, I think most folks had their expectations set at $35,000, as the rumour was. But it was never confirmed, and the brutal fact of the matter is, the rumour price just set expectations far too low in the first place. For now, this is a US only variant. However, eagle eyes will have saw that the Giga Berlin manager actually detailed it's within their plans too. So my fellow Brits and Europeans, we could be getting a piece of this action too. When that is, I don't know. But in addition to being a massive misconception on the value compared to other EVs at these price points, like who else has a competing EV with over 300 miles of range for less at this price point? It's exactly that, and we'll discuss that in later detail, as well as a little known fact like the Model 3 aero caps. They're a massive upgrade over previous iterations for the very first time, and there's something that no one is discussing about it. So if this video sounds like an interesting insight and you haven't already, please do hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell and hype the video if you haven't already. Right, thank you lovely lot for doing so. Let's get into it. Being completely honest and transparent with you, we did miss out to some extent because with the pros, there's also some cons with that. All right, for those that don't know the details or want a quick recap of everything that we know about the new Model Y standard, it's strictly a rear wheel drive variant, and don't let that fool you. It has a feisty 0 to 60 sprint time at 6.5 seconds, and it's mightily efficient too, thanks to a downsized battery, and there's weight savings too. The range, you may ask? Well, it's a healthy EPA estimated 321 miles of range on those standard 18-inch armature wheels. Visually, the ride height has actually also been slightly raised, the front and rear bumpers revised, headlights are now replacing that light bar, as well as the spoiler and the rear glass. Actually, that's taken from the legacy Model Y. The suspension has been changed to passive shock absorbers, and the mirrors, they're now manually folded only. As it stands, the exterior is simply different, but most of the change is actually within the interior. So you still get the crisp 15-inch touchscreen, heated front seats, and that signature clean cabin vibe. But to trim the fat for the price drop, compromises, they have to be made. So the premium audio, that got dropped down to partial premium light levels, and this is just how it was before with the legacy Model 3s and Model Ys in the US. The seats are now a cloth combination with no cooling ventilation. The center console is just totally different now, or you could say it's just gone. The window panes, they are no longer double paned. The glass roof, that's actually blocked with a fabric cloth, which actually does aid with road noise and climate efficiency. I know it doesn't look as cool, but you definitely can't say that it isn't an impractical choice. Other notable changes were the HEPA filter is now a particulate filter, there's no rear screen, there's no ambient lighting, the rear seats are now manually folding now, so not electronically operated. AM and FM radio is gone, and there's also no free autopilot option now, just traffic aware cruise control only, but you can add or upgrade to FSD at any time during your purchase and after. Now you are saving 5k from the actual price of the Model Y. Yes, you do get less than what you did do before, but you have to realise those times are gone. They were subsidised. This day was always coming. The question you forgot to ask is, what other EVs have over 300 miles range, 225 kilowatts fast charging speeds, and retained utility of the Model Y with 90% of what makes it awesome in the first place. Generally, what new EV is on par for this money? As you'll probably find, they probably increased the price too, don't forget. So the price cap to them has actually increased even more thanks to this new model. And let me know in the comment section below if you do know any other model, well, like for like model in the US. Moving on to the new affordable Tesla Model 3 Standard. And we didn't actually expect this as part of the run-up. Now, this actually is probably the best out of the two models, just in my humble opinion. And it sacrifices less than the Model Y Standard, and it's even more competitively priced at $36,990. Has a 5 to 60 time of 5.8 seconds. It still gives you 321 miles of EPA rated range. Externally, it's near identical to the premium models. You've got manually folding mirrors though, just like that Model Y Standard, but the 18-inch caps, well, they're actually unique. But for what reason, Adam? Well, this wheel cover actually covers the very edge of the alloy wheel for the first time. Whereas the previous iteration, the aero caps would click into the alloy and the edge would actually protrude, making it a target for curb rash. Now, this new iteration actually looks like it will take the hit itself over the alloy rim, and that's actually going to save you some serious dough down the line, because it's much cheaper to replace the wheel cap than, well, the alloy wheel. The suspension will also be the new passive shock absorbers that I mentioned for the Model Y Standard 2, plus it will come with a front bumper camera too for the very first time. Inside though is where most of the changes occur. So just like with the Model Y Standard, you're still going to get that crisp 15-inch touchscreen and all its glorious software that comes with it. You've also got no cooling seats again, just heated front seats. The partial premium speakers, just like the existing rear-wheel drive Model 3. The seats, again, are that same cloth combination. The center console, though, this time over the Model Y is just the same as the Model 3 at present. There's no LED ambient lighting in the interior, no FM AM radio again, and no autopilot, with just traffic awareness cruise control with a software upgradable FSD at any point during the purchase and after, yet again. So to touch on this again, for $36,990, what other brand new EV sedan has 321 miles of range, 225 kilowatts charging speed, FSD hardware, and all the other tech that comes with it? What are the brand new alternatives, and how much more are they than this new model? So moving on to why these affordable models are so great, as you might still not be convinced by them just by their quick overview. Being completely honest and transparent with you, we did miss out to some extent, because with the pros, there's also some cons with that. Primarily, I think most of the hesitancy to the new variants are that most people are actually comparing them to what Tesla already sells in the now premium range and the price it used to be. And I remember back in, I think it was 2023, when prices of Teslas actually kept going up. The saying was at the time that there was no better time to buy a Tesla because you just didn't know what the price was going to be the following week or the following month, or if Tesla would actually make some compromises to the spec of the car to keep at that same price point. And whilst that was a different scenario entirely, I very much see a similar trait here. Now, Tesla, they lost the federal tax credits, as did other manufacturers in the US. Tesla, however, though, they came up with a way to almost absorb most of that difference in a week, noting that they've been working hard on this for quite some time. But from the removal of the tax credit to the announcement, with this, Tesla clearly set out some non-negotiable standards, like it had to have 320 miles of EPA rated range, 225 kilowatts of fast rapid charging speed as standard, full FSD capability, the same AI4 and media computer system, enabling pet mode and sentry mode, etc., that us Tesla owners know and love today. This is literally what 90 to 95% of the same car, but their competitors could well now be $12,500 more expensive if they haven't decided to absorb the price difference. Do I think this announcement could have been better in any way? I mentioned earlier, sacrificing more range for a lower price would have been better in my eyes, but my perspective on that may differ to others. Some may agree 320 miles standard should be key, and that's completely fine. They could have cut less, but if they did, then the price would have been even higher. Like, would I preferred auto folding mirrors and seat control buttons again? Of course, but then again, the price would have been higher for that. Tesla have made compromises where they felt best suited. In typical Tesla fashion, over the course of the next year, there may well be some new changes to make it even more compelling at the price tag, or even further deductions to save more cost. Remember, Tesla brought back the indicator and blinker stalk to the Model 3 just a few weeks ago. So Tesla do listen, and frankly, time will tell, but Tesla does not stand still. This is just the new base starting point for the Model 3 and the Model Y. Now, if you're still not convinced by my argument on this, and you're still on the fence, and you're welcome to disagree with my consensus on this, I do have an alternative option for you that will deliver even better value for your money. Get a used Tesla, as new as possible if you can. If priced right, you get all the spec that you missed out on, pretty much, over the new models. And I know you might not like it, but this is the reality of the situation. The older models may deliver better spec and features than the standard range, but not in all areas. But if it's crucial that you have premium audio or maybe electronically operated second row seats, but don't want to pay for the price tag, my friend, it's actually time to consider a used Tesla if the affordable models just aren't doing it for you. It's the same premium Tesla experience, but cheaper than new. It's just what you wanted, right? So to conclude, I think most have been overly harsh on these new affordable models. They literally delivered new affordable models. Could and should they have had a new cheeky hatchback for $25,000 to $30,000? Sure, that would have been great and it would have been well received. But you have to remember that that would have cost Tesla more to do, could have taken longer as well, and the overall Tesla package just would have gone through the same cost-cutting exercise to hit that lower price tag. But it may have been even more extreme to get to that quoted price. Now, other manufacturers, yeah, they do that, and Tesla could have done it too. But ultimately, they chose not to, and they haven't. But you do have more affordable models now that you can buy, and if they don't offer good value to you, in your humble opinion, used Tesla EVs may well be the route most suited to you. So what do you think to these new Tesla models? Did they cut too much? Is the price wrong? I'm interested to hear what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Don't forget to check out the links in the video description for Tesla accessory discounts, and don't forget to like the video, subscribe and hype the video if you haven't already. As always, you folks have been great, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.